Yeah, okay, so, okay, this episode definitely highlighted the kind of spiral that Deb is on as of right now. And yeah, even Dexter showing her the footage of her having saved the father during that shooting. I recognize the shooting. I thought it was that she originally killed the guy who did it, and then I didn't know what the connection was between the father and the actual dude in the video, but then he was the one that she actually ended up saving, so his daughter actually managed to still grow up with the father. So yeah, so even Dexter taking her to that restaurant and showing her that footage didn't really help much. Didn't help much. She kind of just binge watched that one video like 10,000 times, and even like drank herself off watching that video, and then drank herself down into a further spiral, one which led her to wanting to confess to having killed Laguerta. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know this. I think I'd say props to Jennifer Carpenter. Props to Jennifer Carpenter. She is showcasing Deb's spiral really, really well. She's not really holding off any stops. She's really, going forward and actually looking disheveled and drunken and worn out and tired, and just, looking like she's just, she just wants all of this to end. And it's true. Deb really does want all of this to end. Like she thought going into the PI sector would actually help, being away from Dexter and doing cases and doing work on her own terms and everything would help. But the fact that she did that all that time ago, or like all those months ago, is still kind of fresh or vivid in her mind. So it doesn't really help as much that she did it, compared to the fact that she's trying to move away from it. She's trying to move away from the fact that she did it, when the fact that she did it is what's actually haunting her so much. So yeah, Deb is. The simplest way. I think the simplest way to put it would be that Deb is spiraling. Deb is very, very clearly spiraling. But then the fact is that the spiraling is not. I think it's very clearly going to hurt her. It's very clearly damaging her, and if she goes through with her confession, it would damage her even further and even more permanently. But it would also damage Dexter. I mean, yeah, Vogel pointed out that oh, are you worried for her, or are you worried for what it might mean for you? Because then, if people ask her why she killed Laguerta, then there's no telling whether Deb would actually just cover for Dexter and say that, oh, she was going to kill him and he's a serial killer, he's the Bay Harbor Butcher and she was hunting him, or if she would just say something else. But then, the way that Dexter framed that killing made it look like Laguerta and Estrada killed each other. So then it'd have to be the case of, okay, if Estrada died before that, then how did the bullets get in there? How did this happen? How did that happen? It would raise a lot more questions than it would raise a lot more questions than the answers it would give. So there's not really I think it's clear that there's no confessing without actually revealing the other details too. So then it would literally take both of them down together. So yeah, but yeah, Debra. I mean. Again, I feel like it being the final season, this is a fairly appropriate character arc to explore. Like up until now, even, or at least up until the last season, up until the previous season, the show's been going all hunky dory with Debra never having found out about like what Dexter does, as like a side career thing. So once she found out, it changed, and I think it changed the tone and like the way the show ran, but also in a very believable way. It ran in a very believable way, because it's not like it's also the fact that Debra herself, she very, very naturally questioned a lot of things until she actually found out the truth, and it's because she's a detective. It's not like it wouldn't really make sense if Debra was in any other kind of profession, but with being a detective, it's her nature to question things until two and two naturally actually comes together. So, going through that kind of thing in season 7, and then going through all of that in season 7, and then it ending with her having to make the final kill choice too, leading to season 8. It's a very, very kind of progressive kind of it's a very well progressed kind of character arc, I feel, to who Debra is. And now with this one, everything's breaking apart. With this one, everything's breaking apart. Like the ladder she thought she was climbing up is just all the legs are breaking, all the rungs are breaking, so she's just just sliding down that ladder further and further. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do, but Joey's actually been great this season. Joey's been great this season. Probably not to Jamie. Admittedly, but in terms of being a friend for Debra, he's actually been pretty great this season. Like, not really, you know, spreading the news that, like, he's not really a gossip. He's not really a gossip. He's not that kind of guy to spread, gossip or rumors or anything like that. So he's not really telling everyone else in the department about what's been going on. But he is kind of, conversing back and forth with Dexter as soon as he finds out any info, and he is kind of, keeping an eye on Deb and stuff. And I think you get Jamie's side of the argument. You get Jamie's worries that, like, it's not just like, she's not just a friend. Like, she is someone who he used to date and sleep with, and at one point, or at least 2 points, he did propose to her. Both times of which she said no. So, they do have a history. They do have a history that, for Jamie, it is worth worrying about. It is definitely worth worrying about. So you can't blame her there. But then, so for that reason, I think, it's important, I mean, yeah, like, it is important then, I think, for Quinn to actually be honest with her and say, okay, it's Debra again, she needs help, she's not doing so well, she's, got a DUI, she's under the influence, and she's at the police station, all that kind of stuff, so, he just needs help. Like, he should have been honest with her when the time came up, instead of lying, and then, getting caught between the two lies with Angel on one side and Jamie on the other. I love Angel. Like, as soon as he finds out, oh, he lied to her and now she's pissed off at him, yeah, I'm just gonna go enjoy my food, enjoy my lovely tasty dinner that Jamie made for me. You guys just just hash it out yourselves. So yeah, like, I think on the one hand he might be pissed that, that Quinn lied to his sister, to his baby sister, but at the same time it's like, yeah, I'm not really gonna get into the middle of this little love thing you guys got going on, so you guys can just sort that out yourselves. But yeah, Quinn, he's a caring guy. He's a caring guy. He's a good friend. So he's doing what he can. He's doing what he can to help Debra and Dexter, and even calling in Dexter when she came in to confess and everything. That scene definitely kind of took a very, very sharp kind of turn, like a left turn, took a left turn. So yeah, and Quinn, he's well, yeah, Matthews didn't really believe that he was fit to be a sergeant. Like, based on his personality, he was, irresponsible and, unintelligible, and I've just a lot of other things that, he thought, wasn't really suited or fit for a sergeant. So, so Batista put him down to the test, gave him that kind of, like, that quick fire questions kind of test, and I love the way he answered that. Like, A is actually this, B, you're wrong, and C, like, going down the list of reasons and ways that he's wrong, like that was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, Quinn, I think, I don't know how they're gonna go down this path. I don't know if they are actually gonna go down the way in which, like, this season might end with him making Sergeant. I think, again, that is one of the things I'm most curious about, because like, for Dexter and Debra, I can see nothing more than, like, a dramatic ending, whatever it may be, whether it may be life or death, whatever it may be. I can see nothing more than, like, a dramatic ending coming for Dexter and Debra, given how, especially these last couple of seasons have been for them. But the other characters, I'm curious to see where stuff ends for them, because like, because if like, given the way this, given that this is the last season, I don't know if they all if the season ends with all of them finding out the truth too, or if, like, if it ends with none of them being any the wiser, or what happens, like, if the finale is like a oh, it all comes out kind of finale, like, oh, the truth is revealed, everyone's shocked by it, but then whatever happens to Dexter and Debra happens, and they will move on or whatever. I don't know. I do not know. And and like there are times on social media where, like, I mean, it's been a long time about that. I think it was like a while back. I saw like a thing, like a TV Guide article saying, reasons or ways that a Dexter season 9 or a Dexter reboot or spin-off or whatever, like a continuation of Dexter in some way could be possible. So then that made me more like, it wasn't really spoiler worthy. It wasn't, I didn't actually click on it. I just saw, like, the head, like, that title and stuff. So it made me wonder, like, so then does that mean that the show itself ends in, like, an open-ended way? Does it mean that, they could spin it off in some way, or they could do, like, some kind of season 9 where they bring everyone back, or what's happened? Because I think it's been a long, long time. All the actors have gone their separate ways, and again, I personally don't know how the story ends, and I'm gonna, I'm more than happy to, find out through this, night at this 8th season journey. But yeah, I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, I mean, the way this is going, I can't really see a positive ending in their relationship. I can't really see a positive ending in their relationship because I think if I think it would be definitely be more interesting to see where this spiral takes Deborah. But then the way that it's already going, I can't really see her recovering from her hatred for Dexter. I think she will never kill him, and she'll never, like hang him up or own him up or hand him over or anything like that. But she just, she will find a way to not have to not have any more to do with him. She will find a way to cut him off completely, to disown him if she has to, but she'll never actually do him harm or put him in harm's way. So yeah, but I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, so back to the Vogel stuff. The Vogel investigation continued, or at least the brain surgeon investigations continued with Vogel. And this episode we looked into Ron Galuzzo, a previous patient of hers who had involved in like a bullying case in high school. I think it was a bullying case. He strangled someone. I think it was like his friend or something, like his friend or like his close friend or something in high school, um, and so and then he managed to actually convince Vogel that it was actually someone else who did it. So then she believed it. She even said himself. She even said it herself that it's rare that someone could actually get her to believe a lie like that, because she can usually see through and tell when someone's lying and tell they're a psychopath, because it's her field of expertise. But then she actually managed to believe it. And not only believe it, but she also managed to argue at his court case for, I think it was leniency she mentioned, or like a lesser kind of sentence and stuff. So that was that, and then she managed to convince him that and then she managed to get him to confess and reveal that he was actually lying and it was actually him that did it, and then reversed the recommendation after that, and voted beyond leniency, and then after that he was institutionalized until the age of 21, so like the legal age of like adulthood and stuff. So he had basically his life stolen from her. He was institutionalized until that age, and he had his life stolen by her. So then that would give him perfect motive to want revenge. There's the psychologist that took everything from him after realizing who he really was and everything. So he sold fitness stuff at the mall, and that's how. A guy who sells fitness equipment being a cannibal. It's not. You can see the connection. Fitness people. They know what's best for the human body. They know what makes healthy people healthy, like in terms of nutrition and also exercise methods and whatnot. So that they know what makes a human being nice and meaty and healthy and stuff. So he wasn't even measuring Dexter or anyone else, any of his other customers. He doesn't measure them or give them equipment to actually make them healthy. He gives it to them so that they can actually be fit for his meals. That guy's, he's a cannibal. He's an actual cannibal. He had like a finger. I'm pretty sure it was like a finger. I'm pretty sure it was a thing like a finger stew in the crock pot, and then he had like tubs of stuff in the freezer, like intestines, and I think there were livers and kidneys, just organs of all sorts, and then there was like a Tupperware box of a human brain with no pieces missing, just a nice fully formed fresh human brain. Probably not fresh, but I don't know. But just marinating in some garlic sauce or juice or what, I don't know. Just something. But he's a cannibal. He eats other people. He eats humans. So he is a killer. He is most definitely a killer, and his kitchen is literally his kill room. But he's not the brain surgeon. He eats anything and everything he can get his hands on. He's not really like specific to brains. He's not really it's like God knows what his favorite part is. God only knows what his favorite part is. But he's almost impartial to anything and everything. Like a few toes here, some arms there, maybe a little bit of a tongue there. I don't know, but he's a cannibal. He's a cannibal. So it was a very, very nice kind of parallel to when Dexter had the metal meat cleaver. I think, is it a meat cleaver? Is that what you call it? No, the cleaver is the actual blade. The cleaver is the knife. I think the tenderizer that you actually smack. I think like he had that. I thought that's how he was going to kill him. He was actually going to beat his head in with the tenderizer. But no, he actually went for the great big knife and then went for the right through the heart. So Yeah, so Ron Galuzzo, he was a killer. He was a killer. That's another killer wiped off the face of the earth by Dexter Morgan himself. So he was a killer, but just not the killer. Not the killer. And he had like a very, very creepy vibe around him as well. Like his, smile, his squinty eyes, and his aura and everything. Like just gave off kind of creepy vibes. Like, he, in the moment, not knowing what he really was, like, it was kind of easy to, kind of think that, oh, he definitely knows who Dexter is. He definitely knows who Vogel is. He has to know who Vogel is, and all that kind of stuff. And he might have been lying, but he also just wasn't the guy that they were looking for. But he was still a criminal. He was still definitely a criminal. So yeah, a cannibal. I don't. Have we ever had a cannibal on the show? I don't know. I don't think so. We've had the ice truck killer. We've had the guy who chops people up and freezes them and drains their blood and everything. We've had the Skinner. We've had Trinity and stuff. I think we've had different methods of killing, but I don't think in all late seasons of the show, I don't think we've ever had someone who actually consumes the flesh. Like, I think that would make for a great seasonal villain. That would make for a great seasonal villain. Like, people just going missing, but then no evidence turns up of an actual murder case because the evidence is literally consumed by the killer. Like, that would actually make for a great seasonal kind of villain. For one of the seasons, like, for one of the seasons, that would have made for an actual great thing. Like, like the police have such trouble finding the evidence and finding any evidence of a murder because it's all consumed by the killer. That would be creepy and disturbing in more ways than one, but it would be interesting. I think it would actually make for like a interesting way, like how they actually find out who the killer is and how they find out, like, how, I mean, you can't really consume everything, can you? I don't know. I don't know if you can consume everything, but then again, I'm not a cannibal, so I don't know if there's any real way of telling. But either way, that was Ron Galuzzo, your not so friendly neighborhood cannibal. But speaking of the actual brain surgeon case, they closed it because Lyle Sussman was their prime suspect after he was actually found having committed the crime, and then he was found at his own cabin, taken off of the meat hook post-mortem by the brain surgeon, and then the brain surgeon put a shotgun in his mouth and then pulled the trigger and made it look like a suicide. So then but then, yeah, okay, that would happen. But then, again, like, killing someone that way, it's also a lot messier than actually doing it yourself. So then, would he still be able to pick up the empathy piece? Would he still be able to pick up the pieces of empathy? Because then, if that would just destroy whatever part of the brain is in the way of the gunshot. So then, what would happen if, what would happen if the empathy piece was just reduced to mush? Or what would happen if that, like other bits of brain were intact and all over the walls and the floor and everything, but then the empathy piece just by pure coincidence managed to actually turn to mush or was unidentifiable as an actual brain piece? I don't know, but he probably managed to do it anyway, and it made it easier because, if that happens, then it's a lot, no one really would really think twice that, someone actually managed to pick up something from the mush, from the brain matter scattered left behind. So yeah, so then they managed to close the case because Lyle committed suicide, so then that brought an end to that, and there are no other suspects as of yet. So now I think, yes, I mean, this is a better way to have Vogel and Dexter free to investigate the real killer on their own, given that the Miami PD doesn't have to investigate them anymore. So yeah, I guess we'll find out soon enough who it actually is. But the person does know that it's that someone else is involved with it. Like, they don't know Dexter himself is specifically involved, but they do know that. I mean, they know that another person is helping Vogel track this person, to track them down, and they also know that it's a guy. That's why they did, for his and hers. So they know that it's a guy who's doing it. So that's, I don't know how they know that, but they somehow do. So that's interesting. So now, yeah, so I mean, now Dexter's got like a race against the clock on his hands because he has to find the person before they find him and go after him or anyone he cares about. But yeah, I don't know if we have like another case of, like, someone who's gonna, be revealed to be somewhat like to be an innocent person before they're revealed to be the killer. If they're gonna go like the Trinity way. I mean, with Trinity, it wasn't really that. Like, he actually managed to hunt the guy down and then thought he could learn something from it. But I wonder if it's gonna be someone who poses as an innocent person before being discovered and revealed to be the actual killer first. But then if they do that case, I think, even as viewers, I think we will still likely have the kind of advantage of seeing, like, you know, maybe this person is actually like it is a little bit more creepy than usual. Maybe they have like a different kind of aura to them, a different vibe and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but I guess we'll see. We will see. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from this episode. It was interesting. It was interesting seeing where they took the whole Debra and Dexter situation. So I'm interested to see where that story carries on from here on out and seeing where that progresses. And the brain surgeon stuff is going fairly close. I think they kind of took a sharp turn with the whole cannibal reveal. So the search is still on. So we'll see exactly where it gets carried on. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from this particular episode. So once again, my deepest and sincerest apologies for this being so delayed. I am very much continuing with this series, so you don't have to worry about that. It's gonna, you know, hopefully I can actually get things back on track, hopefully, and, you know, we can, you know, set sail with this smoothly, and we can move on to newer things and other things once we end things off here. But I am ending things. I am actually bringing this, you know, to its predestined close, so no abrupt finishes. We are finishing off this show as a whole, so you can count on that much. And yeah, hopefully things will be a lot more consistent from here on out. But thank you for sticking with me for this long. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So that was Dexter, Season 8, Episode 3, titled What's Eating Dexter Morgan. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of this episode and what you think is coming up next time on Dexter. Once again, the full-length reaction for this episode will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that over there. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.